Well, I don't have the talent of a Chris Srikanth or a Sandeep Patil, but I can tell you, Srikanth, if he didn't play cricket, he would have definitely been an actor or a comedian. He had the talent. And he happened to be my roommate on the tour. So you can imagine poor me. Well, to be honest, we needed a person like Srikanth in the team because he took away all the pressures of the game. When people were tense, we were nervous at times. And Srikanth would fall over a kit bag, throw a cigarette into the kit bag, and he would create havoc in the dressing room. And that's what we needed. We needed someone to break that tension and pressure in those big games of ours. Well, I can only say, looking back at the World Cup, I have two memories which always come to mind. The first was how we kicked off we started to play good cricket. And the second one was our captain's 175. I'll speak first on the Manchester game. Before we got there, in fact, before we got the Manchester game, we were playing trash, rubbish. We played 3 practice matches. And all 3 practice games, we lost. We lost to the New Zealand team. We lost to the Sri Lankan team in the practice game. That was the World Cup teams. And we finally played a weak team. We played the minor counties, and we lost that game too. So we didn't have the brightest starts in the World Cup. We were all down. We were not enjoying the tour so far. And we landed up in Manchester. And in Manchester again, we spoke about our team meetings. And once we got on the cricket pitch in Manchester and we started the game, suddenly something clicked in the team. Everybody started to show a different attitude. You know, we didn't have very good fielders in the team at that point in time. I mean, there were some who were poor fielders, but even they put a fantastic effort. I mean, they would throw themselves around, and that sort of lifted the whole team spirit lifted. And that's what actually got us going, the first game. That really, after such a bad start, things started to move from that first game in Manchester. And going to the second one was when we reached Tunbridge Wells. We were playing Zimbabwe in the second game. We beat them in the first game. So a little bit of overconfidence with the team. And before we had our coffee, we were 17 for 5 wickets down. And I was the 6th batsman inside, so the captain was already in. And at that point of time, you're so tense, you're so nervous, you don't know what to do. You don't know what to think of. Your mind is clouded up. And as I strolled on, I met Kapil. He came halfway to meet me, and he had a chat. He says, we've got 53 overs to go. Because that time we used to play 60-over games. So 53 overs to go. Let us just play a few balls. Let us take singles, 1s and 2s, no boundaries. So we took the score up to 77. Then I got out. The 6th wicket fell. Till then, Kapil didn't hit any boundaries. Then Madan came inside. Madan had a strung together partnership with Kapil, and then he put on another 70 runs, and Madan got out. Still, Kapil hadn't taken off. He was still playing his 1s and 2s like he told me. Then Kirmani came along. They put on a 100-run partnership. 90% of the runs were scored by Kapil Dev. If you see the scorecard, Kapil Dev 175. The next batsman was 24. So that was the dominance of his batting. And it was in the probably last 7-8 overs that you saw Kapil hit some of the biggest sixes we saw in the World Cup. I mean, they were going outside the stadium from some hits of his. And I think that's another game. If we had lost that game, India would not have been in the World Cup playoffs. But I think Kapil's knock was tremendous. That's what really made the World Cup for us. Thank you.